Welcome back, everybody. We are now here in the Rally Cry halftime show after that first game from Fear, where they dominated in almost every single lane. Gentlemen, we have got a pretty dominant game won here.
It's been a little bit one-sided today, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say here. Drafts have been a key factor of that one, though.
All right, well, let's take a look at the post-game breakdown here, because you can look in the game, you can look at all of the really cool stats. This ended, I think, very similar to how we saw Game 1 versus FlyQuest and Evil Geniuses Challengers, where it was just a constant gold graph going all the way up and to the right.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good, convincing win from Fear. I mean, to be fair, it's as you said, I mean, you have several winning lanes for Kindred. Perry's laughing all the way to the bank every time he makes a successful play. Even though Supernova had some good looks, I don't say this often, man, but this was a draft gap.
Yeah!
I just
like the Gwen
say,
R5 was so Thanos, bro.
It might be a trash talk gap, too, because
Yeah, true.
I thought Supernova were actually in a decent position, right? But literally 2 times back-to-back, they all in onto Shochi. And
Yeah, I didn't like that.
he's an Everfrost Gragas,
Stacking some health.
a little bit healthy, maybe not like super tank, but he is tanky. He's a beefy body. They just really wanted to kill him, and then that started to signal the end, where they just continued to rack up gold for the side of Fear.
Shochi was actually the biggest mirage here when we look at the MVP for
True.
Cincinnati Fear. Everyone was looking at mid lane. They all wanted to get him. You know, Music was sending some ganks his way. Robbie Bob was trying. Minui, though, solo killing almost multiple times here up against his opponent in Sketch. And you can see it reflected in the scoreline in all of the stats. Minui stepping up big time for the Fear.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of Lucian from him, which is why I wasn't 100% sure if that's what would come through into the draft. But I mean, Lucian really is so broken. Like, I would first time it if I had to. So obviously he's been putting in time, because it was a pretty damn good performance from him, and he earned those numbers.
Yeah, over 1,000 damage per minute, but just really good
That is kind of
decisiveness
ridiculous,
on the power spikes, especially, and the kind of inclusion of him as we got to that mid game. It has to come together. You do lack range, but the mechanics have to be there as well.
They put pressure all over this bot lane.
Oh,
Sketch and Trevor were not allowed to have any space to breathe. Trevor was getting out of the lane, and it just set up for Minui to do whatever he really wanted in the bot lane. Boys, we've got a pretty fun game show here that we're going to take a look. It's going to be more tic-tac-toe. I know maybe Twitch chat might be a little bit sick of it, but it's going to be a little bit fun. We've got quotes from the players, and hopefully our two gentlemen here can try to figure out who said that line anyway, as I try to get this set up.
Halftime show?
Yes, we got a Rally Cry halftime show coming
right.
on through. Okay, gentlemen, pick a number 1 through 10. We're going to start with Mazel, because I did flame play-by-play casters earlier.
Fair. Understandable.
7.
7, okay, beat.
I'm going to say 4.
All right. Lennon, you have first go here as I try to get this set up.
Good. I already win. Don't even need to.
All right, so here we go. We've got different categories here, and so you can pick which one. I will make sure to X's for Mazel, O's for Mr. Beatdown. What's up?
Really quick, important thing down there in the bottom left of your screen. See that emote down there? That's Joshi. But more importantly, those emotes, they're available if you subscribe to this channel.
Tell 'em,
So
Lennon.
go ahead and do it.
Get in there.
But now I'm going to go ahead and go with my first one. All right, you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
We're going to do...
Got this.
We're going to do top left.
Yes.
Top left. Okay, this is going to
Top
be
left.
a Cincinnati Fear player commenting on someone from Supernova. I didn't get to compete against Sketch when he was in AD, only while he was support. I'll beat him on both roles and show him that we are better. Which player
And this is
from
a
Fear do you
player
think it
from
is?
Fear.
Yes.
Who could it be?
I know who it is.
You know who it is, huh?
All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time here, but
It's gonna be
May.
Manui. I don't probably
Bum,
not.
bum, ba-dum, dun, 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 dun. You
Yeah,
got
it was
You got
Minute
it. You got it. So
I got it right.
we're
It was
gonna
the
make
both
sure.
I didn't know what the
line.
music meant. It wasn't like high or low.
Yeah, that's fair
it was
enough.
Like
That's fair
medium.
enough.
Like, okay, is that yeah.
Sorry. Well, I'll make sure to give you some more triumphant ones next time. Beatdown, you got the chance to respond here. Where do you want to go?
Give me center square.
Center square. So this is a caster from amongst the team here, talking about one of the players on. This could be from any of the players on either team. This one is my free square for a reason. Robbie Bob, Zedge, or Bedge?
That's kind of salty.
Which caster from the team here on the LCS Challengers League do you think that is?
That sounds like you.
Wah, wah, wah.
Really?
Wrong.
That's the
Damn
sound I
it,
was hoping
I didn't
for.
say that.
Mazel, you have the chance to steal here.
Damn it.
Gotta be Joshi.
Wow.
Oh.
Wrong person in the house. It is Rafa, unfortunately.
So good. That
Damn.
sounds so like
Oh, when you
something
said
that
the
Joshi
team,
would
I thought
say.
you meant one of the three of us.
No,
you're
it's
a
just
fraud,
somebody
bro.
on the cast.
Yeah,
Wow,
okay, you don't
okay.
know how to listen to the rules. Okay, it's fine. We're
Hey, no, that one was
We
you. I don't
established that
want
with the
this.
first one, all right?
Yeah, okay.
All
All
right,
right.
whatever.
Well, Mazel, it is your turn this time. You get to pick.
Wait, do I get to go back to the caster one?
No, you do not.
No, we know now.
I just gave the free one.
Well, so now we just all get that square?
Sure, why not? It's a free
Okay.
square now.
It's a
Damn
free
it.
square. It works. Then I'm gonna go for Fear in the bottom right corner. Just win this whole thing right now.
Okay, respect to music, but you're just as elo inflated as the rest of the players.
Oh my god. You're just as ego inflated.
Elo.
Elo.
Inflated as the other players. I feel like the bold face answer is Shochi's because we've
Yeah.
heard him Terras talk. I feel like it's somebody else. I'm gonna go with Shochi.
Alrighty, you are incorrect. Beat
I
down.
knew I got baited, man. I knew I got baited.
Beat down. Can you make for the steal?
All right, let's see. Elo inflated as the rest, so it can't be Manui since that already happened. We know it's not Shochi.
Okay.
Ooh. So I'm thinking it's either Philip or Perry. Have I ever heard Perry trash talk? I feel like he might.
You're picking two of the kind boys on the roster, so
I
you
know, but like, there's no way it was JJ, was it?
Coming back with the heat.
Respect to music. I'm gonna go with Philip.
Oh man, neither of you guys can get this.
Neither?
I hate
that
it
was
here.
It was
Perry.
JJ.
Damn
Perry.
it!
What's Perry? Oh.
Damn it! I
Yeah.
knew it was one of them.
Perry did not answer me until about like 25 minutes before their
That's
game
So
crazy.
then we
started.
both get that one, so I still win, right?
Nope,
No,
I'm gonna.
no.
For the sake of this game and the fact that we still have a couple of minutes before we get to draft, we can go through the rest of this
Darn.
tic-tac-toe. Beat down. Go ahead and try to get one of these squares.
All right, give me middle right Supernova.
Middle right Supernova. Pretty short and sweet. Manui got carried by Trevor.
Wow.
Surely that's Sketch.
Correct. You've gotten that one right. So beatdown, you are finally on the board.
Let's go.
Let's try to. I'm trying to move. Okay, thank God.
You're
this
doing
one
great.
worked. Okay,
Good job,
awesome.
Good job. You're doing great. You're doing
Should have
great.
added something to make sure
I'm
that we
gonna
know if
go-
it's the free one. Mazel?
I'm going to go with Supernova on the left side. The
All right,
opposite.
Supernova. Okay. Can't wait to smash Shochi, make him think twice before opening his mouth.
Oh, God. Am I going to get baited again? I feel like I'm going to get baited.
You're not gonna get baited. Trust me.
Music. That'd be music.
Correct.
Damn it.
And he
I was
got
hoping you would say
baited
Robbie
in
Bob.
game one.
He did get baited, yeah.
Okay,
No.
I gotta make another X here. God.
No
All right,
problem.
here we go.
Yeah, you
Boom.
Boom.
Look at that.
All right.
Look at that.
Beat down.
All right. Mazel is not him, so I'm gonna leave the bottom left open.
Oh.
So I'm gonna take bottom right Fear instead.
Wait, bottom right. We already did that one.
Oh, my bad. Top right. Wait, so that means I can't get that one?
No,
Okay,
because we already know the answer.
It's
All right.
gone.
New
Okay.
plan. I'm going bottom left Fear.
Respect.
Wow.
Okay.
You go back on your word like that, man.
I
This
did,
one
yeah.
is going to be for the amateur historians, so make sure you're up on your quiz knowledge. XT Gerb Nation is responsible for top-level players here in the NACL. Those players are Bradley, Meech, and Trevor. Who could have said that?
So a Fear player shouted out XT Gerb Nation.
Yes. I really had to dig deep for this one because there's a
Yeah.
couple of other answers, and I was like, we cannot air that on the broadcast. brother.
Fair. XT Gerb Nation. Who played on XT Gerb Nation? We've already said Perry. We've already said Manui. We've already said...
I think I know who it is.
No, you don't.
Get him.
Just
XT Gerb Nation. Perry's already said something. Okay. I'm gonna say this one's Philip.
Correct.
Let's go!
Philip was on that roster. His name was not the real Philip. Josh was a big fan of this roster, and thankfully we got to actually see that. So we're going to get you a circle real quick. Lennon, you've got one more before we have to get ready for the draft.
Supernova middle and top.
Supernova middle top.
Hey, Lennon, look at
I
the
miss
camera real
Shochi.
quick.
No.
I miss Shochi. That's it.
No.
I'm gonna choke.
What'd you say?
I miss Shochi.
What?
That's it.
That's got to be Trevor.
Correct.
Damn it!
We take
that
the
should have been
freebies.
the free square.
We take the freebies.
My friend.
You didn't get your free. It doesn't work like that.
Beat down sucks at mini games. Yes,
That's nothing new. Only doesn't happen if Kangas is on the show. We got 15 seconds. I will share the last one. Top right for Fear. I respect Robbie, but he subbed in for Ryoma last split, and we all saw what happened yesterday. So I think it'll be an easy match. That was from Shochi himself. Want to talk a little bit of game against his opponent in the mid lane.
Talk your talk.
No.
Wow. Okay, well, congratulations. You guys got really close to almost finishing this game. There's a couple of free squares. My bad. Also, you guys may need to read up on some of the rules. That might be my bad as well, but we're going to get ready
ain't me,
for...
dog. That ain't me.
And Mazel knows how to listen. All right, we're getting ready for game 2 here. Gentlemen, let's close out the day. Are Supernova going to be able to bring it back? Up to them.
We're going right back to our super heavyweight smackdown of week number 2 here in the NACL. We got Supernova on the blue side again, Fear on the red side. Now, last game, the conversations came when it was looking at the meta-style picks being let through, but also all of the powerful picks going to Fear's side. So now in game number 2, expect a little bit of a shakeup in that, and maybe a shakeup in our first phase of bans here, B.
Maybe we see Lucian banned away, Milio, something along those lines. Overall, this was a really good showing from Cincinnati Fear. I mean, we saw a lot of trash talk go back both ways, and so far Shochi is kind of living up to that trash talk, where he even said on that tweet, maybe we'll show it again, that if Fear drop even a single game, he said he will sub to Music's Twitch. So Music, Supernova, this is your chance to get yourself that $5 and get the chance to trash talk Shochi back a little bit.
I got a little shout out to give. Thank you to Jay in production, but apparently Faisal was in the chat, obviously previous Fear member, having had some success earlier today, but he got 100% right on the Tech-Toe questions. So
that's funny.
Shout out to you, Faisal. Hope you're
knows them
having
all
some
so
fun
well.
with the mini games. He knows them all so well. But now that we're getting into it here, we did see a lot of those tried and true bans come off. The Kindred actually joined the table this time for Supernova. They also got that LeBlanc away. We got the Nico ban and the Zeri ban from Fear. It was first pick right back to it with the Vi for Music.
Yeah, but I mean, surely we just Lucian Milio immediately on the side of Fear.
Why not?
I mean, okay. At the very least, Milio is up. It needs to be grabbed expeditiously, and it's looking like that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
And it's going to be the Wukong for Perry. This one is a good pick for him. He's had a lot of success on it.
I appreciate the stability it gives, but also the forward percentage that it can have if you just don't want to take that aggressive stance of it. Again, back for Supernova, they've kind of played their hand at this point. They are looking for single target CC access and try to find things to combo with this Vi so that you can get set up for yourself early on.
Yeah, now it's going to be the Yumi coming through here. We could see the Aphelios picked up there for Sketch. The Sivir, is also a big one for him with this combination. But he usually does that at the very end when all the other hypers are banned away. So it's going to just end up being the Aphelios. Fear, let me see Lucian, baby. No.
Hey.
No.
I'm just saying, I know I've been talking about it all weekend. Tristana works.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you've been talking about Neela. I'm like, why?
No, I've not been talking. No, I don't think anybody talked about Neela. Although I do believe.
I wish she was good though. This is fun.
Why? It's just a short range ADC, no big deal. It will just be that safety for Manui here in the Zaya and the Emilio combo.
Fair enough. You don't have the Lamb's respite to save you from getting blown up with the all-in that Music was trying to orchestrate consistently in that last game. So the Zaya, I mean, it's still going to be good with the Milio. You have the extra range, the healing, all that cool Milio stuff that I will never stop talking about. And you have the
Ultra Mega Fire Kick.
Yeah, the cozy campfire.
That's not as cool.
I mean, it's cool.
It's not cool. It's literally the opposite of cool beatdown.
Really?
It's
you don't
literally
think it's
fire.
cool to sit
It's
by
a
the fire
fire.
with your homie?
No,
You don't?
fires are heat.
That's messed up.
Oh, are we not saying that fires are
Nope.
heat? Okay.
Fires are cold.
Well,
Sorry,
I
Len.
learned
I don't make the
something new
rules.
about physics today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. I think champions of mini games should be able to talk about physics. That's all I'll say. We have the Jax fan away by Supernova, as well as the Olaf. So a lot of top lane focus here in the second phase. Rightfully so. I think we can see some interesting things happen between Quacker and Philip. But it is that Annie focus towards Robbie Bob and not giving him that point and click setup that we were talking about with the Vi.
Yeah, denying a couple of combos here for Supernova, but this does guarantee that Supernova are either going to get Ahri or Cassante coming through here, because on 4, Fear are going to have that opportunity to take away the Ahri, take the Vi Ahri combo away, and then they'll be able to get the Cassante. But we'll see which one they want to prioritize here, because Ahri
Cassante
Wukong
got
is also
banned.
really good.
By
Oh,
Fear
Cassante got banned.
in the first
I take
one.
it
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
This is an easy decision. I've never seen an easier decision. Shochi, play Ahri. Play it right now.
Just lock it in.
Lock
it in.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's what I'm
It's
talking
hovered
about.
at least, but the
I know
combo
things
taken
when I
away.
look at the bans.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you when you look and know the rules, we do have the combo of the Ahri and Vi taken away. So I actually really love that. Goodbye beatdown. I will be color caster and
I'm just kidding, I got
play-by-play.
you.
Oh,
I would never do that to you. Listen, man, you get the Reddit clips. Let me have this.
I get the Reddit clips. I don't know about that one.
Dude, I see you on TikTok all the time from the LPL.
Oh,
Like, I'm not even joking.
Nice to know. I didn't even know that. That's
Dude,
pretty
I'll
cool.
send you some.
All right, do it. But we did get the Renekton for Quacker. Something
Nice.
we've seen in certain matchups. Don't know his matchup here. He's just blinding it, which is cool, I guess.
I mean,
but it's still, interestingly enough, every time I've seen it, it's been in a 2v1 situation and it's won. So maybe we get another iteration of that. It is an interesting pick, though. A very aggressive style to link with Vi, and that's what we wanted.
Sandra. Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
Ooh, respect. This one is it's a good pick if you can get out of lane, but the two problems with that are, I see Wukong, so this is back to what I said before. Me personally, I wouldn't stand for that and have my jungler constantly gank this pick in the mid lane. So Perry, I'm looking at you. I want to see you do that.
Yeah,
but
I want to
also,
see you go mid lane.
Robbie Bob is a player who we know team fights really well. In the laning phase, sometimes he does fall behind. If he can get through that vulnerable period for him and also the champion that he has picked, it's actually going to be pretty great late game for the side of Supernova. They have a lot of big damage tools, and now this time around, I actually lean a little more towards them in the late game.
Yeah. I'm very curious at Fear's team fight, how that even works. They have so much spacing tools and things, but the damage profile is so weird to me. And you look over at Supernova, and if they can kind of bridge this mid game, use Music and Quacker to get Robbie, Bob, and Sketch in a good place, they will be able to take really, really solid late game team fights.
Absolutely. So there, of course, Spheres still have a lot of ways to play the game late.
Absolutely.
A lot of mobile champions on that side, and you have the Gragas to break up team fights later on. But if Supernova get the ball rolling this time around, and if they're the ones to get it going, it'll be pretty hard, in my opinion, for Cincinnati Fear to bring it back. And that's what we're looking to see. Who gets things going for them in the early game? Two junglers who are so good at their early game plans.
Exactly that. We're hitting the rift now for our final game of the day. It is the final game for both these two teams of week number 2. And as we get the beautiful cinematics, the super heavyweight smackdown of week number 2 finishes here. Supernova on the blue side, Fear on the red side. Level 1s potentially available, but Supernova need to come back after that game 1.
They sure do, and they certainly have the draft to be able to make it happen, Mazel. That's why mid lane, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Kill Robbie Bob at every opportunity. Oh my god, this bait is crazy. Chochi literally...
The Omega bait. He called them all. He called music frauds. He's looking to make mental damage early on in game 2 as well. Oh my goodness, Fear with the level 1. Can't pull it off. But it's definitely something where vision has been played. You get a little bit more of that gameplay factor from game number 1, I feel like, where we need to have information given to Perry and Music.
For sure, and that's what we're seeing. They took the opportunity, Music, that is, who's gotten the ward on the red buff. Perry and the rest of Fear are able to get some vision as well. Keeping track of these junglers is going to be so important in this game where Fear don't have the kind of draft gap they did in game 1. And there's the tweet again, everybody. If we drop a single sub today, I will tier 1 sub to Music's stream. Oh, we got some more tweets.
Yeah, Riley, with the classic U.S. soccer chant of "I believe that we will win," and trying to really make that comeback happen here. And if you do want to get involved in that conversation, make sure you're using hashtag NACL if you want to join and maybe have us read your tweets on here. And also make sure you're subscribing so you can use all those really cool emotes for things that happen in the games. If you subscribe to this channel, you get a bunch of our faces. If you subscribe to the LCS Challengers channel, you get a bunch of the emotes from champions. So, you get a plethora of things, and you get to flex those emotes. Look at that. Look at that Deserex flex. That's a big muscle.
I love it. I like that he has the WWE belt as well. Really nice touch. Shout out to Moofy for doing things. But that's right. Subscribe now if you want access to these emotes. Half the revenue goes to the Challengers League teams. Therefore, at least in part to the players. By subbing, you're directly putting money into the teams and players' pockets. And without the players, we got nothing here, don't we, Lennon?
Indeed, that is true. And also, without the community, we wouldn't be building something actually pretty awesome here.
Yeah.
But as we get back into focusing on this game, we actually saw the opposite side starts for both junglers. We see Music probably wanting to put some pressure onto Philip in this top side, but it's Perry looking straight at this bottom lane.
Yeah, so the opposite, or rather the mirrored starts coming through here from Perry and Music will lead to some sort of opportunities. This top side is especially interesting, and honestly the mid matchup as well, because Cass, the thing about her is that her lane 1v1 is pretty lit. That is not the problem here. It's the fact that she's low mobility, she's a lot of mana problems early, and can be taken advantage of by active junglers. Wink, wink, Perry. That's you.
And like we talked about so much in game number one, he is trying to be the voice. He's trying to be, as I kind of alluded to, the Scythe of the Reaper here for Fear. And we have seen him consistently strive towards that goal. It wasn't just last split, but it's this split. And while you have a little bit of different approaches, it's still that same tried and true goal. I want to be the leading force on this team, and everybody play together behind me.
And we got to catch up with Perry after their 2-0 victory against the Evil Genius Challengers yesterday. In that interview, he did talk about that, how he feels like he is improving, still hungry to continue doing so. That 2-0 motivated him so much. He said it reminds him of why he's competing, how much he loves competition, and how much he loves getting better.
Let's see if that continues here as Robbie Bob getting a bit of a hover from Music while Perry was taking Music's chicken nuggies.
That's good.
They do end up spotting him out. The charm won't connect over there, and Perry just takes the long way around. Actually, maybe looking to go back in. They have priority here from Shochi as well.
Yeah.
And just showing Music what's what in the jungle.
You have the bot lane push as well. Manui and JJ continuing that tradition of getting pressure against Sketch and Trevor in this series so far. And it's good. Perry getting those respawn Raptors gets that nice little bit of extra XP over Music. And because you're going to have push in these lanes for a good little bit, I hope to see Perry keep that trend. That's how you force these jungles out. It's not just that first round of camps you steal, Lennon. It's all the camps you steal afterwards.
Something we were talking about last game that we actually saw Supernova put a lot of priority on was that first dragon and trying to get some of these objectives stacking their way. I feel like that would help them a lot here because it buys them time, where I feel like Fear are going to be on the jump looking for picks as much as possible and trying to combine in this mid game. You are looking at a late game scaling comp from Supernova, and you got to be able to get there.
That's right, and especially because late game, again, Fear are no slouches, especially worth noting. Shochi, of course, is working on, that rush towards the Static Shiv, the very cool, balanced, and not at all disgusting item that has made its way to the mid-season 13 patch. And the ability to wave clear that Shochi has is going to be insane, and that will give that extra bit of map pressure because Fear, well, they don't have Static Shiv, so sucks to suck.
That's the culmination of it, I guess, yeah. That's just how it works
draft
now.
someone who can build Static Shiv. Like what?
Well, I'm gonna start creating a list of the things that are just completely.
Dude, I'm just saying.
I swear we've got an entire team comp of it.
It'll work on a collie.
Oh no! Get out of here! Don't listen to this tech. As we do see a nice little trade on bottom side from these two. It looks actually like Perry wants to go ahead and start up this jungle, and that'll be objective number 1 for Fear.
Nice and easy. Mid push, bot push. Take advantage of it, especially because of how much more contested a lot of these objectives are going to be later on. Whatever early advantages you can get are nice, and an early Mountain Drake for those extra stats, the extra resistances, it doesn't matter. It's one of those early ones that are really nice to pick up here. So it's a small little win for Fear right off the bat.
So, hey, Observer, say I saw what you doing there. I think music.
It happens. That wall was tough, man.
Getting over the wall. All right, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll walk away from that one.
Music, I understand you. I've done that.
We'll be getting that red buff here now as he goes for it.
Right,
and actually, on the other side of things, Perry will be just looking for a calm early game. I like this move from Music, trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, he's going to be able to snag away the red buff. Is going to potentially stifle how quickly Perry gets that level 6. It's going to be really important for the potential Rift Herald fight. It will be, you know what, never mind. Perry's level 6. Forget what I just said. Still good for Supernova, because once Music hits 6, he'll have the ultimate, the cease and desist, and part of the reason why you pick Renekton, that insane lane pressure, that big spike at level 6 and your ability to fight for Herald is something I want to see Supernova take advantage of. You don't care about Dragon 1 as the comp that scales really well. You care about Herald 1 because Lennon, those sweet plate golds, do a little bit of speeding up to those late game power spikes.
That is also where things started to, derail a little bit.
This time will be
towards that
different.
top side of the map, but this time will be different, as you say. We do actually get a nice little roam coming out from Shochi and Perry towards this top side of the map, though. Maybe looking to punish Quacker. Just a move from Shochi out for mid lane, but they are right here ready to go for a vision contest over that Rift Herald hit.
Shochi actually has been doing a good job. Oh!
Robbie Bob doesn't get the combo off in the end. Does get a lot of CC damage down on a Shochi.
That's huge. Oh.
Perry doesn't want that fight.
Yeah.
We know that Bai is a fighter, if you've watched Arcane, but especially in this meta right now.
Yeah. Actually a really good... Oh, hold on. All right, Sketch. My bad. Getting a little bit of answer backs now that he's level 6.
Game.
Yeah, I was not familiar with your game. I apologize. But I gotta say, Robbie Bob, really good move there. Chunking out Shochi. With his low health the way it was, that Rift Herald fight wouldn't have actually gone well for Fear since Robbie had to leave. He single-handedly earned an uncontested Herald for Supernova with that play, and they're the ones who are able to get that. What did I tell you, Lennon? This time will be different.
This time will be different, and they got that easy, uncontested Rift Herald here for them. Now it's about where they want to utilize that. I think there's options across the table. I think any one of these lanes with a little bit of extra gold would be very happy. I would actually like to see Robbie Bob get a little bit of this influence, because it's been very clear that Perry and Shochi are the key link-up for Fear right now.
That's right, especially when you're playing this Wukong Ahri, really good at skirmishing mid-game, setting them behind, and getting onto Robbie Bob is really important. I like this though. Remember, no flash, no ult from Robbie Bob. Cassiopeia, this is still the laning phase. This is where she's vulnerable. So I'm wondering, Harry's going to be able to make that play happen.
A little bit of a hover, a wait, a bit of patience provided
That wave
by
will
Fear.
eventually
As soon as the snake slithers up a little bit too far, the monkey will come a chomping. As he does, the Cyclone comes in. They get the flash out. The charm connects. And first blood for Fear.
There it is, a very patient play from Perry Jungle. Ends up getting a successful kill onto Robbie Bob. He'll be able to teleport, but that extra bit of gold, it still matters there, Mazel. And this is what I need to see when people pick things like Victor, Cassiopeia.
After a little bit angry, the top side of the map, seeing what happened in mid lane to his fellow Robbie Bob. But it is a nice little move from Fear early on. Again, the thing is, Harry will lead the way, and you just got to try to work with him. And I think Shochi's delayed flash there to get the charm, huge stuff. I don't know if Robbie Bob was expecting it that late, and it just provides so much pressure from this mid lane. You already have the static Shiv available for Shochi.
And that's crazy. You saw Shochi was doing all right damage before. Now he actually gets to build AP. Isn't that awesome? Look at that.
Look at
That's
that.
the beginning.
It's not
he
even
has
an
no
ability.
Exactly. Just auto attack. And as he builds more and more AP, well, it's going to be kind of ridiculous. So keep an eye on that. Once Shochi gets an AP item into his back pocket, probably the Ludens, maybe the Everfrost, something along those lines. But I want to kind of talk about what might happen into the later parts of this game here for both of these teams. A Supernova, it's very clear they have two really strong damage threats in Robbie and Sketch, and they want to just play the all-in, from Music and Quacker to set them up. It's very simple, very easy. Fear have a similar kind of comp, but what they need to do this game, they need to cheat that front to back. Perry, we've seen in the past, he's very good at using this Wukong, using that mobility to get on top of carries, blow them up, trade his life for it at times, but they end up being very useful trades. And we need to see that Perry today if we want the 2-0 for Cincinnati Fear.
You see Fear trying to respond to this dragon take here by Supernova. Nope, they have a way out of here by the flash. They're just going to fight it out. There's the final chapter coming back here at the Infernum, stacking up. Here's some Sketch. He does not get Music down. Oh, wow. Manui going in with the Feather Storm here, and everything's going the way of Fear. I thought they could at least get one back, but it's not going to be the case. Maybe they get one. JJ, he goes golden and denies it. That's 5 kills straight to Fear.
Early stopwatch goes crazy big for JJ, and Cincinnati Fear go 4 for nothing. They didn't even need the dragon. It was about the kills and the gold that they earned. And now they've earned thousands of gold as a result. After this plate, it's basically going to be 3,000.
God, we just got to look how this breaks down. It was so close to at least getting this early transition for Supernova, but it was a bold dragon.
It was. If they could get out, it would be worth it. But remember, they need to scale up, and they need to front to back for the side of Supernova. They're not at those big power spikes yet, and this Ari Wukong, so valuable at this stage in the game, sets up Minui and the rest of the team for success, and despite Robbie's best attempts. And this was a good one. Stasis, kind of broken.
And as we get back into it now, I'm unfortunately having some reconnection issues. We have that problem on the bottom side being dealt with by Sketch trying to play aggressive. But it is some item spikes coming across, I think, with some reprieve or a few members of Supernova, but as well as the rest of the map for Fear. You do get that Gore Drinker, the Black Cleaver completed for the top duo, and I need to see this start to come online. I need to see Quacker either get involved in his lane or get involved somewhere else.
Oh, this one is tough. We're seeing Robbie Bob. He went for the Rod of Ages build. It is a little ambitious in this game because you're already, starting to fall behind, and Fear's comp is really starting to turn up at this stage of the game. Once we see the Seraphs, they'll be able to put out that big DPS we know Cast for, but this does mean that we need to wait for that big DPS to come through. And Perry, he's not waiting for that. He says, you die right now.
Dude, they just keep... Okay, he flashes the charm. He's away this time. Now Music, he wants to get a little bit of a response here, but JJ's there with the Breath of Life.
So cool.
And Music, who might go down. Perry wants it. That's a triple kill and a killing spree. You gotta fear the Reaper, baby, as this is a top lane fight going down as well. Philip wants to be involved too. I don't think he can do it though. It's a very tanky Crocodilian. You got Perry coming up. He was mid. Now he's top. And he's looking for more. Quacker's like, I don't want no monkey business up here. But Perry is getting very low. What did I say? Quacker! In a 2v1 situation, every time we see the Renekton, it comes out on top. Quacker, quack, quack.
Perry, I know you're feeling good right now, but that is a Gore Drinker Renekton level 12 with ult. You guys don't win that at any point. So he does get punished, gives away a shutdown to Quacker, who as a result can accelerate himself a little bit, be that strong side laner for Supernova, I should say, because he got a turret all by himself. And he's starting to pull away ahead of Philip in terms of gold. It gives Music this opportunity to get that second Rift Herald and hopefully a chance to get more gold and make a play on the map.
Really incredible fight there from Quacker. I said it at the beginning because I was memeing. And we'll come back to it. Maybe Sketch catches out Manui here. That Blade Caller going to be pretty big. Still has a lot of damage with red-white. The Feather Storm does save the day, and Perry's coming down here now. Sketch backing away. They might go for a dive if they stick around. You can get this angle. Sketch does have a decent amount of healing and sustain, but they're bringing Shochi as well. Can he get the charm? Oh, he connects it! Doesn't have the damage though, because it's still just a static shiv, even how impressive that is. And now Quacker, here he comes. He's got that dominance, and he's looking at a 1v4. He can't get Trevor. Trevor can't get to him, but he still takes down the kills, and Quacker is a monster!
This Croc is online. Quacker keeps making plays, and it is an overwhelming success for Supernova's music. He's looking for one more, but he's not even going to bother. He's going to take the Gromp. He's going to take his prize, and now he still has a Herald to play for. Actually, that's already been dropped. So Supernova, they're managing to pull back.
I'm going to go back into the point. Every time I've seen this Renekton so far in this patch, it somehow ends up in a 2v1 situation and wins. And now Quacker's taking that to the rest of the team too. It's incredible. As we were asking for Quacker to get involved, he strikes.
Right, now without Dominus, Philip, he's a little more confident. He's not as afraid. But still, has to respect Quacker and walk away. We're going to see now, as this gold lead has basically been halved for Fear, Supernova are starting to find their way back into this one. We're at a point that we have to watch Quacker, and whatever play they make towards this Renekton at this point, it's winning. And that's what I'm expecting Supernova to continue doing. He has the ult back up, and they want to contest this Drake.
They do. It's looking like a fight a brewing from Supernova's standpoint, but it looks like Fear want nothing of it.
Yeah, you don't want this. Another wipe here would spell disaster for Cincinnati Fear, so they wisely back off, and we're going to see the replay. At first, I thought Perry didn't trust that Shochi would land the charm, but I now see that he knew the teleport was coming. Quacker is big, and he is ready to fight. He not only gets a kill onto one, he gets onto Minui, who, I mean, he thought he was out of the Call of the Meek range, but he was meek, I fear.
It was indeed. I love that Trevor still took so long to go down there as well, but he was just trying to connect over there. But now you got Music getting chased down by Perry. That's a flash out and a really nice combo. Now Sochi trying to set the trend. Sketch getting low. They're going right back in, though. Supernova get out with their life, but that's a lot of spells burned.
Poor Shochi. Could Gnar over that wall. We all figure that out one day. As wow, Fear still hold on to a lead, but we gotta remember that what's really keeping Supernova in this is Quacker on the Renekton right now. And again, anytime he's there, Lennon, Fear run. You can't fight this Croc at the moment here, so you have to make plays away from him on the other side here. More plays onto Robbie Bob. He's 0-3. That's not high enough. Let's make them 0-4. That's probably what they're thinking right now.
Well, because Cassiopeia does just end up being a ridiculously strong machine gun carry later on once you get some items under her. So it's definitely a little bit of point and present for Fear, but I will also say they have a lot of peel back tools, but also just a lot of tools to deal with Quacker if he overextends. So now it's just Fear realizing the position they're in and like, we got to focus up at team fights a little bit more. We can't let this giant crocodile get to our back line, and we have to find a way to peel for it.
It's hard. He built the Sterix too, which I really like. It's going to give him that extra bit of shielding, buy extra time for him to be able to get more damage off, get more heal off, potentially here as he continues to stack Fury. So he's now that big point of pressure for Supernova, and Supernova, even though they have a lead, this is a bit of a precarious position that they find themselves in.
Speaking of precarious position, Sketch is caught. And just like in Game 1, Fear capitalized on an overextension, and they burst down this Tier 2 tower.
This is what I mean. Make plays away from the Renekton. Sketch, you're on the map as an 80 carry. Illegal maneuver. A Quacker? Renekton? Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. As you were. And this is the attitude. Now, you have this potential to go for this Tier 2, but Supernova no, and they're threatening the counter-engage.
You've also got a second item spike for Shochi already with the Night Harvest. So look how much that one auto attack did to the turret already.
Crazy, man.
And that's a Tier 2 going as well. So Philip really just needs to be a dam in this top side, stop the flood that is Quacker, and let the rest of his team do the work.
Oh, there's a teleport coming through here. I don't think Philip knows.
That is a deep one. He is so far away. The tower's already gone. Supernova might be gone before he even gets here. That's a long way away. Fear are pulling him apart before he gets in there. He's all gone as Shochi's moving it. You got a flank now finally maybe being pulled off. He popped the Dominus forever ago.
He maybe clears.
And it's a 1v5. He's going for it. He tries to get the outplay. Quacker against the world. He gets one. Quacker against everything that Fear has. Everything that Fear wants. He stands in defiance, but his backline can't hang. And now you got Trevor and Quacker meeting up, but it's a move from Fear. The charm connects, and Fear are on a rampage.
Man, it was scrappy, but Fear are the ones who come out on top. The teleport was from too far away, and Fear, they had only one option, and it was to move forward. They did so, and it earned them a huge team fight win. Even though Quacker got a kill, it ultimately does not matter. Hey, Shochi, what are you doing, bro?
Hey, Shochi.
Okay, there you go.
As we get back to it, though, Fear will be trying to get a reset. Yeah, the TP from Robbie Bob behind. They do not want to let this one go. The decisiveness, though, body slam comes in. Philip, again, he just has to be the dam. If he can get the rest of the team out, he's still super tanky, but Shochi wants to step back up. And that will be the conquer proc by Robbie Bob, but they have to back away.
Bit of a Milio diff there. That Ultra Mega Fire Kick doing work to cover the escape of Cincinnati Fear, and that's the cease and desist. They did their best efforts here in this team fight. Watch the teleport. I was initially scared. Had he come sooner, or rather from somewhere closer, it would have been a big deal. But actually, we're coming back to live because it's looking like Fear, they have a lot of gold to spend. They just want to set up for a Baron. Oh my god,
Manui, man, Music doesn't have any say in that one. Now 2 items with the Navori quick plays completed, and we got 2 item spikes for everybody, except for JJ, unfortunately, for Fear. And that just means they go straight to the Baron. They're forcing the hand of Supernova, and you never want to be in a position like this.
This is 2 item Zaya. Sketch hasn't gotten to that point yet, so the damage is very much in favor of Fear. Music almost has his ult up. If you can somehow kill
they caught Quacker.
Oh no.
Oh, he goes golden. That thing, you cannot have Quacker go down. He is literally your saving grace right now. He goes right back in. Robbie Bob's on the back. Supernova are not giving up. They are fighting tooth and nail against Fear here. And our Super Slam of the week is about to come up. If Fear want to press into Supernova, they do have the dominant. They have Quacker stacked up with the Rage. They're going to force the hand of Fear. Say right back at you, bros.
This is tough. Music has ultimate ready to go. Manui still has the Feather Storm. This could go either way.
We're about to get heavy. The engage goes in. Manui's already down. They find the one pick. Quacker still has so much to go for. Petrified Gaze for Robbie Bob on the back here. Music getting a little bit low. He flashes. He survives. Fear can't find the sticking damage. And now Sketch is stepping forward. Sketch overextending a little bit. You got Perry on the back here, but Supernova, they are on the wrong side of town, and JJ has showed up here. They got the back coming through. Finally, a reset for both sides as the dust settles.
I thought Supernova had this in the bag. Manui is that big damage dealer, but it cost them so much to take him out of the picture. They didn't have enough gas in the tank to close it out. Fear narrowly walk away from what could have been a disastrous play, and they end up maintaining this huge gold lead.
It's not over that 5K like it was, but it's still looking pretty good. As there is a dragon on the table, but Supernova trying to clear out some vision around the Baron. Oh, Shochi! He made the decisive play on a Sketch, but he can't get him. Philip gets him with the cast, though, and that is no holds bar from Fear as they move on to Quacker. They are surrounding the Crocodilian. Somebody has to take down this monstrous reptilian, and they do! Feathers fly, and Fear flies as well.
And that's it, Quacker. This Renekton has fallen off. He can't be the 1v9 he was earlier on into the game. And now, uncontested, Fear will get the Baron as they continue to dominate in this series. And it's just a great call from Shochi. He sees the ward cleared and says, oh yeah, Sketch, that's an illegal move.
The cast from Philip as well to follow it up. Just really good target selection coming out from Fear so far.
And that's right. And with Sketch removed from the fight so quickly, Quacker basically jumped into his death there. The rest of the team never had a chance, so they needed to leave him to die. And now with the Baron in tow, Cincinnati Fear have everything they need to make this series a 2-0 and make good on Shochi's trash talk.
Again, we said at the beginning, Shochi had said if they lose a single game over to Supernova, he will tier 1 sub to Music. We had all the trash talk you could ever ask for coming into our heavyweight smackdown of the week in Supernova and Fear. We have the storylines of Trevor versus his old team and everything coming to bear for 2 very rocky starts on these 2 organizations. So it's just beautiful that we have Supernova still able to fight a lot of these fights, even though Fear has been pretty dominant.
And above it all, Cincinnati Fear, our top 4 team from last split, We had questions about them. Could they show the same performances, especially after we saw from week 1? But Philip and JJ, they've adjusted, Lennon. This could very well be the return of what was such a successful split in spring for Cincinnati Fear.
JJ is sitting out of 14 out of 15 KP right now. And I think there's nothing that we can say more about this guy coming back in, joining the team because of his previous experience with other members, and just still being the JJ that we do at Dignitas. A lot of that engaged potential, but the cohesion of the team, bringing it all together. A little bit of that glue factor here. And so far, the Emilio is melting it all together as Quacker has found a flank, but he's seen this story happen multiple times, and it hasn't worked his way. He goes in with a blast cone. He's trying to flash. He's all by himself. All the peel tools are going down into him, and his GA has been popped. They're moving down on the bot lane, but it doesn't matter because your big member Quacker has just been turned into boots.
That's going to be the mid inhibitor. They trade one. They got Shoti on the other side, but Fear is strong enough to blow.
Petrifying Gates goes wide. Now the Breath of Life gives that breath straight to Fear, and the Reaper will show its ugly face to Supernova as they take them down. 8,000 gold in the lead, and Fear are looking at a 2-0.
What do you do when the Reaper comes knocking? Unfortunately, you have no choice but to answer. Fear even up their record at 6-6, and they're going to have a little fun before they close the door on this game.
No tier 1 subs needed from Shoshi. The trash talk made good on, and maybe a little bit of fraudulence coming out this series for both of them. We got a finishing touch from Fear and a 2-0 victory.
And what a 2-0 it is. Supernova, we got to give them some credit, Lennon.
We do.
They look good for a bit, especially in this game. But Fear, they are firing on all cylinders. And this is exactly what we wanted to see after how they finished in the spring playoffs.
It was incredible. I love the adaptation from Supernova. Just try to get a little bit more of an engaged comp with the Vi. Just keep working on that style. I think it worked for them. But here, something's working really good for Fear. We're going to take a little break. We're going to step away. We do have our Verizon post-game interview after this with Alex, so don't you miss it.
Everybody, we've got Manui here for our Verizon post-game interview. 2-0 here for Cincinnati Fear. First off, I gotta ask Manui, you guys really stomped game 1. We were talking about it a little bit before the break. I wanted to ask you, what have you done personally to improve between last split and now?
For me, in the offseason, I really tried to get better at my carry play, or like the champions, the hyper carries. And today, like, I was able to pick the Lucian into the matchup that they had, which was Zaya, and really win. And for me, I've been grinding on 3 accounts. I think I got 3 accounts to Challenger, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to keep them in Challenger because, you know, sometimes you tilt queue, sometimes you do that. Another thing I've been doing is I've been doing some other tryouts. Like, I participated in, like, the IMT Combine, the Windrop Combine, and I felt like I improved more and more throughout those combines and showcased, like, that I, too, can be a hyper carry player.
Yeah. Hey, and you've been hitting the stream, so everybody can keep you accountable. You know, you're not just like grinding away, slaving away on the keyboard. You're also sitting there on stream doing some work. I did want to ask a little bit. We were talking about it. You're saying that your prep coming into the series seemed really on point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last night when I was thinking about it, I was looking at Sketch's like picks on his stats, and I went, okay, this guy doesn't play Philios. This guy doesn't play Lucian. So I said the only lines they have is picking Ezreal with Yuumi or whatever, right? Whatever they had picked in the past. And knowing Trevor, because he really wants to win, he's going to tell his teammates that he doesn't want to play Enchanters and he really wants to play an engaged champion. And the best one right now is Rakan. So I told my team that Trevor is 100% going to pick Rakan in game 1. And it's fine if we pick or trade like supports, like he won't pick it game 1. Like he really wants to win. That's what he's going to do.
Hey, that comes with the knowledge of having played with him for so long as well. Last split, getting all of those games. Really good prep. Really good job from you guys. Now that you're 2-0, this puts you at 6-6, which means you are in that top 5 thanks to Evil Geniuses being taken down by FlyQuest Challengers. What did you guys do between now and week 1? I mean, we were looking at week 1. There are some tragic games there. Talk to us about that.
I'll be honest. In week 1, all of us were not playing up to the level we were supposed to play at and expected to play at. And we were making a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, including me. And like I'm sure everyone has seen like in those games that there were moments to win, there were moments that we were ahead, there were moments that we had control of the game, but because of one mistake, we would just instantly lose. So heading into this week, we really wanted to focus on the fundamentals of the game and make sure that we're not greeting on plays, we're syncing together, we're not greeting on tempo, like everyone is playing with each other as a team instead of 5 people like playing solo queue.
And now that we're at the end of the week, do you feel like you accomplished those goals?
Yeah, for sure. I think unfortunately, like the first series against TL, the first game wasn't too good, and the second game was like decently competitive. Like we for sure had that in the bag, but we lost. But the past 2 series that we've shown yesterday and today have definitely shown that we were able to work on it and persevere through.
All right, well, really excited for that. We've seen the addition of 2 new members to the team, JJ and Philip. We asked Perry yesterday about what those members were going to do. I want to focus for you what JJ has done for you in the bottom lane now as a new pair.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's been really helpful. We've been doing a lot of 2v2s with other bot laners and getting a better understanding of the matchups that we play. And I'd like to say, like, doing those 2v2s also helps me in lane get, like, in a lot of my games, I have a pretty good CS lead or at least a big level lead to my counterpart. And he also keeps me accountable of my bad habits. Like, sometimes maybe I'll be greeting for a wave, or, like, maybe, like, my tempo's bad, or he would yell at me in the game, like, hey, like, don't do this, like, make sure you're watching out for this. Like, he would keep me accountable and making sure that I'm, like, focused on what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
My job.
Yo, trust me, as a fellow AD carry player, it's always one more wave. If
Yeah,
I can get this
exactly.
one more wave. I know. Trust me, we're both there. This has been a theme between you two. We had a lot of trash talk coming into this series. Is there anything else you want to add? Maybe aiming for another team out there in the future for your schedule?
Well, earlier you did say that Sketch said that I was carried by Trevor, but it looks like Trevor couldn't carry you, so you're the worse player than me.
All right, some real fraudulent behavior. That's going to be the end of our time here, Manui. Thank you for being on. Is there any shout-outs you want to give?
Personally, I want to give a shout-out to all my teammates, of course, all the coaching staff. I want to give a shout-out to my parents who actually let me do this. And even though I'm going back to school in the fall, which is probably the correct decision, because like it probably is the most safe decision.
Sure.
Thank you to my parents for giving me the time and letting me commit to something that I have a passion for. And whether or not I make it to the next level, I really want to, like, you know, they've given me a lot, and at first they didn't support me, but now they do, so thank you so much, my parents.
Wow, incredible. That's really powerful. Thank you, Manu, for sharing, and congratulations again on the weekend on getting this 2-0 here. Get some breaks, you know, get some good food, hopefully, for the rest of the you and the squad, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you.
Wow, awesome. That was an insane.
Love it.
Wow, I love having you on
The
here,
goat.
man. Let's go.
The fire with the wholesomeness. That's the best combo you
Yes.
got, right? Like, I absolutely love it. So great to hear from Manui after a stellar performance, right? I feel like we have so many great ADCs in our league, but Manui has one who has consistently now been able to keep his name above water.
Yeah. Hey, look, I think it was funny that I'm the one interviewing him when I'm one of the people that put him in 16th on the power rankings.
Hey, listen, man,
I
we
got
all
my
did
pick.
You
that.
didn't tell him that before. I wanted to get the flame to you.
Nope. Guess what? I'm just here as a guest. I don't have to get flamed. We're going to take a look at our standings. We've got our full weekend of games here at the end of week 2. Anyone kind of coming out? We saw that we still have some games going on over at LCS Challengers, but, Zell?
The fact that Fear, I know they had played less games going into the day at the beginning of the week, but they were able to bring themselves. They were sitting at 10th at the beginning of the weekend, so feels good to see them kind of reestablish themselves at this top echelon.
Yeah, it's a 4-2 weekend. It's a great showing there for Fear. Like we said at the end of that game, this could be the start of showing us more of what we saw from them last split and why they were such an exciting team. And of course, I mean, TLC 9-2, a big shocker. I'm really happy for Fly C, who seems like they're starting to kind of get it together now, as they got a pretty convincing victory today and have more solidified themselves as second in the standings.
Well, that's it, everybody. That's all we have for week 2 here on Path to LCS. We still got some games going on as TLC are going to be taking over Taco. A very close game, I hear, from the first game. Gentlemen, I want to thank you
Arrows
for joining
popping
me.
off again. That's all I'm
Let's
saying.
go. Let's go. We're going to try and get the raid. Mazel, beat down any last shout-outs you want to give.
My last shout out. It was awesome having you on the show, Out Battery.
That was my
It was
shout
awesome
out.
having you here. But also, make sure you're subbing to the channels. Before
Yes.
we go over to LCS
Yes.
underscore Challengers, just go through the subscribe button. Do
Oh,
all that. You'll
1,000
get the
Riz.
emotes. Then use
yeah,
them
we're
on the
up
other
in
side.
the Riz.
It's leveled up. Now is the time. Buy it now. 1,000 Riz. That'll get you anything you want.
Beat, you're the Rizzler. All right, you're just going to hit that pose? All right, you're going to hit it like Nardwar. That has been everything from us. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you for everybody who's been able to interact with us throughout the community. Without you, we would not be here today. Thank you all to the players who were able to play, and we're going to kick it on over to the LCS Challengers. See you, everybody. Be nice to
Use
each
the
other.
emotes.